Alright, here's a question. Is that what is your thoughts on weight cutting in combat sport? I recently read an article, which you could read here. Pretty much one championship fighter dies following weight cut. Okay, is it okay to cut dangerous amount of weight? Is it ethical? That's the question. Like basically, it's just it's not healthy, and that's factual. And in my opinion, a martial artist would never do that. In my opinion. Um, and if we just take martial arts out of it completely, in as far as like arguing between what's considered a real martial artist and what's not, if we just take that out of context and we just talk about what is considered healthy and what is not considered healthy, then it's a clear fact, at least according to my understanding, that cutting weight is not a healthy thing to do. Okay, dehydration is not a healthy thing to do. There's a healthy weight that we have, and there's an unhealthy weight. So being obese is obviously unhealthy, and is backed by science. Being overweight is unhealthy, and being underweight is unhealthy as well. So, I mean, even Bruce Lee, whom I do consider a martial artist, or was a martial artist, fell victim to cutting weight, you know. And essentially, I feel that that's what contributed to his early death. Because if you look at his movies, his earlier movies, I think he weighed probably like 145 pounds, 140 pounds. But then towards the end of his life, when he was about to die, at Enter the Dragon, you see that he cut a lot of weight, and he was really skinny, and he only weighed 125 when he died. So from 145 to 125, that's a 20-pound loss, and he was 5'7.5". So being 5'7.5" and weighing 125 pounds is like nothing. That's like being bones. Because even for me, I'm only 5'5". I'm not as tall as he was, and I weigh like 145 pounds. So he was taller than me, and he weighed a lot less than me. So he really was really super skinny. And I think part of the pressures of fame, and no matter if you're a cage fighter or a boxer or an actor, there's pressure to meet certain standards of what people expect around you. So wrestlers do it, boxers, cage fighters, people that need to make weight for the sport, and then there's bodybuilders. Bodybuilders do that too, to cut weight to perform better on stage, okay? And then there's gonna be models that do it as well, like models that do it professionally, or maybe even doesn't even have to be professionally. Like women cut weight too. Actors, like I said, cut weight. I mean, Bruce Lee did it, and then you even see, if you watch the movies, I think 50 Cent did it for one of his movies. I think Rocky Balboa gained a lot of weight for a certain movie, and certain actors will cut weight, for a specific role in the movie, so then they look stronger. A lot of people do it, so it's not just combat sport, but it's just a lot of people out there who are basically obsessed with their physical appearance, or people that are in a certain profession that need to meet certain standards, because certain people, it might not even be combat sport, but certain people in a certain industry, like maybe models, where if they're not a certain weight and they don't meet certain weight requirements, then they get fired, okay? Or you're an actor or actress and you're supposed to be starring in a movie and you don't get to a certain weight that they want you to be at, then you get fired. So basically, what it boils down to is just basically a lot of people cutting weight to keep their jobs, or to make money, or to impress other people, and all of that stuff is unhealthy. And I highly don't recommend it. Yes, it can lead to death, and that's the worst thing that it can happen, is leading to death. But like I feel that a real martial artist, or just a person that values health, should only do what's healthy for him. So he would never cut weight. And even from a martial arts standpoint, it's not realistic, because like whoever you're fighting out there in the streets is not It's not weight classes. Like a big person could attack you, small person, a woman, a man, multiple people. The people could come to you with weapons. Like it's not. There's nothing to do with weight classes out there in real life when it comes to street survival. So martial artists are supposed to prepare for street survival. They're not supposed to prepare for combat sport. So martial artists would never engage in combat sport because it's not realistic. It's not realistic. Not only is it not realistic, but it's also extremely unhealthy. From the weight cutting dangers to the dangers of concussions to the dangers of all the injuries that could be sustained within that within that field. So martial artists do not involve themselves with that, but it's just people that want to cut weight for whatever reason it is more of an ego problem. A problem that they have within of either wanting to, either they're too greedy, they want like they just basically put money ahead of their health because they're too greedy, or it's like too much of attention seeking. Like you will sacrifice your health to get attention, or fame, whatever the case may be. And that's more of an ego problem. That's more of like a lack of spiritual development. Like a truly spiritual person that's meditative is in full control of everything. Like he's not easily enticed by money or fame. Like he'll not sacrifice his health for just some money or some attention. He'll do what's healthy. There's absolutely no reason to cut weight for anybody that's spiritual. That's more of a worldly thing where you're just sacrificing your health, for money. Fame, attention. I mean, you think any of these fighters or these, boxers, you think any of them would box or fight if nobody even cared to watch? There's no cameras, there's no audience, no nothing at all. They're just in one room together, alone. Like, what does weight cutting have to do with anything? There's no medal to win, there's no trophy, there's nobody watching, there's no videos. They're just in one room alone and they're about to fight, to box. Do you think they even care? No, the only reason that they want to fight, to be in the cage, or in the ring, is because they love other people watching. They love other people cheering. They love people being excited. They love the money that they're making from engaging in it. They love the opportunity to win a trophy or a belt or a medal. They love all of that. They love the attention. They love the money. They love the fame. They love what they could win. If you take all of that away, then where's the motivation? There is none. And that is a lack of spiritual development. Somebody that's in truly control of himself, like spiritually, and not only that, but maybe even financially. You can't just tell them to do stuff and then they just do it. They're not just a puppet. Like you can't, they're in full control. Like when you got people like big name people that already have fame, that already have money, you can't just tell them to do whatever you want them to do. Like Denzel Washington or Will Smith or Eminem or, people, Bill Gates, Mayweather. You can't tell them to do what you want them to do. No, they tell you what they want you to do. So, because they have the money, they have the fame, they have the control. And that's like somebody who's in full control of everything. And that's how a real spiritual person is. That's how a master is. It's like he doesn't let people tell him what to do, to tell him to be unhealthy. No, he will dictate and control. He'll be like, they'll be like, hey, Denzel Washington, can you star in this movie and promote racism for us? And then Denzel Washington will be like, no way. Well, they'll be like, we'll give you this much money. Nope. So he's in full control. He's not going to just basically give in because you just offered him money, And, you think you're gonna be like, hey, Will Smith, we'll give you $5 million, or $10,000 to jump in this cage and fight people. You think he's gonna do it? No. You'd be like, $10,000, $10,000? You kidding me? Like, I don't need to do that for $10,000. You know, I already have enough money. I already have enough fame. I already have enough attention. I don't need to jump in a cage to fight anybody. No, I'm not gonna do it. You know, and even Mayweather, you know, he is a boxer, but because he has so much fame and so much money already, people don't tell him what to do. He tells them what to do. He'll be like, hey, you know, if you want to fight me, then you got to meet me at my weight class. And you're going to fight me in this arena. And you're going to fight me under these rules. And you're going to fight me and you're going to give me this much money. Or you only get this much percentage. He's in full control of everything. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like a real spiritual person is in control. He's not going to sacrifice his health and anything, just for money. You know what I mean? If Mayweather feels that it's too much of a risk, then he's not going to do it. You know, like, no. It's like you're in control, but when you're poor, it's like almost anybody could tell you to do anything. You know, like, you're poor. You don't have a place to live. You don't have any food. You don't have clothes. Somebody says, okay, I'll give you $10. Just give me 400 jumping jacks. Okay, then he does 400 jumping jacks. And they'll be like, all right, here's another $10. Why don't you go steal this brownie from me? Okay, and then they go steal the brownie. And then you'll be like, okay, here's $100. Go have sex with this person. And then they do it. They do it for the $100. Okay, here's another $200. Go fight this person. Okay, and then they do it. It's like a poor person is basically somebody who, doesn't really have much control, because you can almost tell them to do anything and they'll do it. And like, it's not just about being like truly poor, but it's almost about your inner worth, because you might have a lot of money, but you can still be poor, like inside. Like you're still like a slave to greed, basically. Like, you can have a big bank account, but if somebody could just tell you to do this for money and you do it, even though it's going against your values or going against your, putting putting your health at great risk, and you end up doing it, it just shows how spiritually poor you are, because you're so much dominated by greed that you're willing to do pretty much anything. And that's not somebody that's truly like spiritually developed or meditative, or somebody that's at a high level in the spiritual realm. So in my eyes, real martial artists will never do stuff like that. They'll never sacrifice their health for money or fame or attention. They'll find another way to make money, and a more virtuous way, or a way that's going to be healthier for them. For me, somebody says, hey, here's $10,000. Why don't you jump in this cage and fight? I'll be like, no, like, I'll make money doing something else. I'll train somebody in fitness, make, however much money. I'll train somebody in martial arts. I don't need to jump in a cage to fight anybody. And if I did want to fight somebody, it'll be under my terms, under my rules, and it'd never be in a cage. It'll be under my, everything's controlled by me. If you want to spar with me, okay, then you got to be my student. Okay, you're my student, you got to pay. All right, you pay. All right, then we spar. Okay, then, all right, then we can set up this camera. We do it in this room with these rules. There's no weight cutting involved. That's irrelevant. But I'm in full control. But nobody can tell me to force me to spar them. They said, here's $100. Let me spar with you. I'm like, no, you crazy? $100? You kidding me? But it's like somebody said, hey, here's $20,000 for me to spar you. Still. I mean, because if I accidentally kill you, then I might go to jail for the rest of my life. So that's not worth $20,000. And if you kill me, my life is only worth $20,000? You kidding me? No. Like, crazy? No way. So it's just like, you got to be in control. And when it comes to weight cutting, why are you cutting weight? You're not in control of your life. You're letting other people tell you what to do for what? Why? Because you want money, because you're greedy for money, you're greedy for fame and attention. There's something wrong with you inside, and you need to fix that. That's something wrong. You know what I mean? You need to fix that. That's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's not healthy. Like, if you're a truly strong person, you don't let the people around you run your life. You make your own rules. Like, you don't let somebody tell you, oh, you gotta drop 50 pounds in a month. No. Like, who are they to tell you to do that? If anything, you'll put yourself in a position in your life where you don't let other people tell you what to do, but you tell other people what to do. Like, no, you drop 50 pounds. I'm not dropping 50 pounds. You drop 50 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, this world is controlled, basically, it's a power struggle. And it's up to you how much you want to engage in it. And I'd say that there's absolutely no reasons for anybody who cares about their health to cut weight. The only reason you should cut weight is if you're overweight. Yeah, then you should cut weight. But you gotta do it in a healthy way. If you're obese, yes, you need to cut weight, but you gotta do it in a healthy way. But if you're healthy, you're at a healthy weight range, and then you are forced to cut weight to become unhealthy, there's something wrong there. And it's more about lack of spiritual development within yourself. That needs to be analyzed. It's not like, as far as ethical is concerned, it's not involving, you're not hurting other people by cutting weight, you're hurting yourself. And you need to analyze, how much your life is worth and what is important to you. And you need to put a limit on how much you value money and fame. You need to put a limit on that. And know, like, you know what? I'm not going to do that for money. I'm not going to do that for fame. There's got to be a limit of the things that you will do and things that you won't do. And cutting weight, at least for me, is not one of the things I will ever do for anything or anybody. I will be in full control of what I do with my life, and I feel that all strong people out there are in full control. Not just strong financially like Bill Gates and Mayweather, and Denzel Washington, Will Smith, and Barack Obama, or whoever. Not just strong financially, but just people that are strong spiritually. You can't just tell them to do whatever you want them to do. I mean, you go to these other countries, they're so poor financially, and they're so poor spiritually, that you could tell them to do whatever you want them to do, and they'll do it because they want that money. And there's something wrong with that. If somebody could just tell you to do whatever they want you to do for money, there's something wrong with you. You need to be able to put your foot down and be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't care how much money you pay me, but I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? The stronger you are spiritually, the stronger you are financially, the more power that you have, and you will not let others dictate your life. You will be the one that calls the shots.